During our Farm Basics time today, we're going to talk about what is a winter annual.
Well, pleasant weather in the fall and a little bit of fall moisture leads to some weeds that want to germinate right now, get a good start out in the field, kind of lay dormant over the winter, and then bam, in the spring they're big. They got a fast head start over all the annual weeds that get started in the spring and also spring planted crops. We call them winter annual weeds. They are terrible. So if you see them out in fields right now, you probably see a farmer with a sprayer or doing some sort of tillage pass to try to wipe them out so they don't destroy his yields next year.
Yep, so the big difference here, we talk about winter annual weeds and summer annual weeds. These are both just 1 year weeds. So they aren't perennials, they aren't biennials or anything like that, weeds that will live for more than 1 year. But these winter annuals are the ones that will germinate and actually start growing already in the fall. They will be up, they'll be emerged. It might seem like they're going to die because of the winter and the frost and everything, but it doesn't fully happen. They might actually die back to the ground, but they are still very active below the surface of the soil. And when spring comes, just like Darren said, these things just take off. So those are the winter annual weeds. And the reason why we're talking about these today is they've become much more of a problem in the United States and really around the world as farmers have done less tillage.
Well, you're exactly right. Farmers used to do a lot of tillage after harvest in the fall. They've gone away from that for a number of reasons, including reducing erosion, but one of the things that's popped up is different weed species that really thrive. Some of those weed species are grass weeds, others are broadleaves, but the ones that are winter annuals that get that fall start are the ones that we're most concerned about today. So let's talk about some of the grasses, for example, like cheatgrass or downy brome that get started in winter wheat fields. Well, that can be a real challenge because you have a grass growing in a grass crop. And especially when they're really small, it may be hard to identify which grasses are out there. So farmers that typically fight winter annual grasses have a pretty good grasp of which weeds they're actually seeing on a normal year, and they're out there when the weather conditions are right for germination in the fall.
There are also a lot of winter annual broadleaf weeds. I think about field pennycress or henbit. There are a lot of these, again, that we see really popping up in no-till, in strip-till, because the late fall tillage and early spring tillage aren't being done on those fields.
Well, also, Brian, mare's tail. Don't forget about mare's tail. When we see mare's tail getting going, that tends to be one of the worst weeds that we face in our country because it gets such a good start that it's big in the spring. And here's the other challenge. You say, well, a farmer could just go spray it in the spring then and kill it. That sounds good, but it's really not that easy because when you've got a big plant with a huge root system underneath it, it takes a really good dose of a herbicide to get it under control. And when we've got cold weather, those herbicides don't work very well because they've got to move all through the plant and they just don't move very well when we've got cold temperatures.
And the big thing is a lot of the herbicides are labeled to control weeds up to 4 inches tall. A lot of times winter annual weeds, by the time the farmer can spray in the spring, are bigger than 4 inches. So that's why the farmer has to come up with an alternative plan. And that's why we're talking about winter annual weeds today.
One other weed we're going to talk about today is our Weed of the Week. We'll show you how to control this tough weed later in the show.